Do you ever think how important it is for us to work in pairs? Jesus sent the disciples out in pairs. According to the scriptures in Acts, pairs are very important in sharing the gospel. It says in Acts 18:24, now a certain Jew named Apollos, born of Alexandria, an eloquent man and mighty in the scriptures, came to Ephesus. This man had been instructed in the way of the Lord, and being fervent in spirit, he spoke and taught accurately the things of the Lord, though he only knew the baptism of John. So he began to speak boldly in the synagogue. When Aquila and Priscilla heard him, they took him aside and explained to him the way of God more accurately. And when he desired to cross into Achaia, the brethren wrote, exhorting the disciples to receive him. And when he arrived, he greatly helped those who had believed through grace, for he vigorously refuted the Jews publicly, showing from the scriptures that Jesus is the Christ. Now, if it hadn't been for that pair, Priscilla and Aquila, he might have gone on preaching what he thought was the gospel, and yet had missed the whole intent of what Jesus was doing. There's an illustration of this in the book called More Perfect Illustrations. It says, when time came for a strategic decision during his ministry, Jesus made an interesting choice. He gathered 70 workers, like regional representatives, and sent them to various towns to prepare people for their visits. He could have sent each disciple separately and reached more towns. Instead, he chose to send 35 teams of 2. An efficiency expert might criticize that decision for duplicating effort and cutting productivity in half. But Jesus knew that some ministries were performed best by 2, not 1. When 2 people work together, one can protect the other, one can encourage the other. 2 can split the work, offset each other's weaknesses, and draw on each other's strengths. Companionship makes 2 more effective, not less than 1. Most Christians have been trained to think of serving Christ individually all alone. How often might our ministries and our marriages be strengthened if we could find a way to draw on our spouse's strengths? It's not always possible and it's not always easy. But God has called you to serve him. He has also called you to be married. Those 2 callings not only can go together, they should go together. When they do, you'll find a stronger Christian life and a stronger Christian marriage. It's a good note for us to think about as we look at the ministry of pairs in the church. Married couples can do great things and help those who need to know Christ, because their efforts is not only doubled, but it is verified. What about you? Are you working together with someone? I hope so. God bless you. Have a great Friday.